The full version of this video is available only on my Patreon page. You can access my page by clicking the first link in the description box below. It is my opinion that the spearhead of the dehumanizing, the spearhead of the agenda by the powers that be is to completely turn off Kundalini, because Kundalini is what is responsible for connecting us to the real Christ, which is the risen Kundalini. You see, the Christ is a state of consciousness that's reached when Kundalini energy goes from the pelvic floor and is raised up into the head. When this happens, you experience a state of consciousness that is known as Heru Beheaded. It's unspeakably beautiful. It is unspeakably, unfathomably spectacular on every single level. Levels that the average individual's awareness and being has never dipped into. So it's hard to even explain, you guys. Kundalini turns on the human being completely, the way God intended us for us to be. Excuse me. It's a software system. Now, I'm speaking metaphorically. It's obviously not a digital piece of software. It's an organic piece of software, but I think you understand where I'm coming from. So here's the thing. I often say things publicly that sound kind of hardcore to the individual who doesn't know where I'm coming from. And what I mean by that is that, and I'm not trying to sound egotistical or rude here, I'm just being completely honest. I've experienced the chariot. I've experienced the light body. I've experienced the energy field of the human being through Kundalini raising. So I have a valid reference point to judge or gauge between the cultural norm and what we're designed to be. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So when I say things publicly, like I do often, for instance, that we live in hell, I often say that. To the average individual, they might think that I'm a fearmonger because they don't understand fully how far we've actually fallen. And hell is much more than just an environment that you're in. It's also a state of mind, ladies and gentlemen. It's also a state of being within the body. Our genetics have been tampered with, our chromosomes. The subatomic pieces that make us who we are have been altered and rearranged. It's very, very deep. It's very deep how deep the mind control actually goes, because it's not just mind control. It's actually genetic control. And these vampires in charge have created a realm where we've gotten used to not being what we're designed to be because we don't know that we're supposed to be something else. It is something to behold. It's terrifying. And look at where we are right now in 2023 as we inchworm towards 2024. There's more insanity now than there ever has been. The world is falling apart. It is literally like a blanket with a bad thread just being pulled out and the whole thing unravels. If you can't see the insanity right now, you're not paying attention. Or maybe you have your blinders on. And again, I'm not pointing my fingers at anyone in particular. Just being completely honest here. This lighting makes me look like a ghoul. What the fuck's going on here? This is it's nuts, guys. It's nuts. And that's why I'm constantly suggesting that people upgrade themselves. Start upgrading your software. Start upgrading your biology. How do you begin doing that? Well, you do it with fluids first and foremost. We've gone over these protocols extensively in the past. Change your water supply. Change the way that you eat. That's a big one. Many people eat way too often, all the time. They never get into states of therapeutic ketosis because there's always food in their systems being digested.